Good morning. It is Sunday, May. It is May 21st. Sunday, May 21st. I'm getting on here because I want to talk a little bit about my experience over the past couple weeks. So I went through a very traumatic experience a couple weeks ago. And now that I've spent some time integrating the lessons and letting the experience move through my body, I'm able to talk about it without a lot of trauma or victimhood type view. It's still kind of hard for me to talk about it just because my body still shakes a little bit when I bring it up. It's not as bad to where I start crying, but I probably will in this video just because it only happened a couple weeks ago. But I feel a lot better. I feel strong, and my body is starting to feel a lot better, which I'm really grateful that it didn't take a long time, because I really have just been this open vessel to let this experience move right through me so that I can really fully understand both sides of what happened and how I played a part, how this other person truly was. So yeah, let me just get into it. 2 months ago, I was looking for a roommate, and somebody introduced me to this guy. And at first it was just like a potential date. I told some of my friends that, it's been a while. I feel like I'm ready to mingle or meet someone, and maybe I was just lonely. Maybe, I don't know. I felt good. Like, I got my new house. I'm working a lot more. I want to work less. I started thinking like, hey, I need to work less because baseball season is here, and I really don't want to miss a lot of those games. And so I was like, okay, let me get a roommate. I have a big house. I can afford one room, and maybe make some passive income where I'm not having to spend any of my time or efforts to gain money. So I met this person. Everyone has a story, and when we went out, it was just like a little date, and we just drove around because there were two things that I should have noticed and was a red flag, but if you know me, they're not really a big deal because I build fast, I grow fast, and my whole mission in life is to find somebody that wants to build with me. And I don't mind starting from scratch. And in fact, I love starting from the bottom with someone. I don't want to meet someone already in the bloom. I like to start in the bud with people. That means we're at the bottom and we can grow together on whatever mission or goals and love for life that we want to do together. So it's not really a red flag for me. It's oh, I wonder how much better this can get. Oh, I wonder if we can start building together, because a part of me wants to wait to build, because I know I can just build and get to where I want really fast, if I didn't have obligations to do other things with my karma and the karma that I started. So the two things were, he didn't use his car, he used his roommate's car, and supposedly he did have a car. Come here. Come no. Sorry, my dog is trying to get one of my cards. Oh. No. Let me see. So get your teddy bear. And the other one was he left his wallet at the house and I paid for dinner. Which is fine, but like, I always do that. I'm always the one paying for everything. And I guess I make this habit because I do this with my friends. Well, I haven't had a lot of experience with another man. That was my first date, I guess, and it wasn't even a date. Nobody took me out and wined and dined me, and it still makes me feel like nobody wants me. And I know I hate saying that, and I know everybody's tired of me saying that, but I do still feel like the girl that nobody wants. I mean, I'm the girl that, like, there's nothing in my DMs. There's no one that comes and hollers at me and says, hey, you know, you're cute, let's date or hook up. Like, and no, I don't even want that, but it's just weird that I don't have that. I mean, I'm grateful, but it still makes me feel like maybe there's something wrong with me, or which I do pride myself in not giving off those vibes and not giving off those I'm easy, or because I'm really not easy at all. Like, if you're gonna sit beside me, I expect way more out of people. I want everyone to do good. Okay, I expect everyone to do good. I expect everyone to hold integrity. I expect everyone to not screw people over, to not lie to them, to not cheat to them, not steal. Okay, so that's a given for everybody. It's a flat line. That's what I expect out of people. But if you're gonna sit beside me, I expect way more. You have to do better than the good. All of that I expect was just good. That's good enough. You need to be good. The man that wants to sit beside me has to do better, okay? That means way more integrity, way more respect, way more understanding, way more honor. Like, if you don't fully understand who you are and what you're saying and how that's either manipulating other people or it's just raw in its truth, in its true form, that's what I'm gonna expect. And I tell people this. I tell my friends and my other guy friends this, and I have this energy out in my aura. I expect this. This is all around me. So if your body is sitting next to me and it's feeling my aura, which is a good 8 feet out from me at all times. So if you're anywhere from touching my body to 8 foot beside me, you are getting my frequency. You are, and sometimes people merge with it and they can elevate and get through some of the things that they need to get through. Because if you do sit beside me long enough, you will start purging. Everything will start coming up out of you for me to start untangling. Oh, I'm getting offside. Okay. So I took this date as, okay, this guy is starting from rock bottom. He has expressed that he was in a really bad 4-year relationship where he was used, he was abused, and it was a whole like sugar mama, sugar baby type situation. And so I've noticed this in my community a few months earlier and all of last year, just women and men calling their lovers mommy or mama or daddy. And it's really not healthy, guys. It's really not healthy. If you have a lover, do not call them outside of their names, okay? If your lover's name is Billy, you call him Billy, or you call him lover. Don't even call him baby, okay? Don't let him call you baby, all right? And especially do not call them daddy. Don't call them mommy, mama, especially if you're making love to them. Because let me tell you something. We have 3 minds in our body. We have the brain mind, the heart mind, and the gut mind. Okay? The gut mind's connected to the physical body. This is your subconscious talking. Okay? This is what it's a silent voice. It's a feeling, because the body is all about feeling. The brain mind and the heart mind's connected to the voice. And if they're synced together, we will speak in harmony. But if they are in conflict, then we will speak in conflict. And if we're speaking in conflict, then we do not know ourselves well. We don't know ourselves well enough to conflict with other people. So if you're conflictual and you're judgmental, close it. Close the fucking mouth, okay? Close it. If you want to fight with people, it's because you're fighting with yourself, and you need to figure out who you are, because you're not on the inside. And the only way that you can figure it out is to understand what this fear is and where this is guiding you, because the fear and the guide are there to work together. Okay? Understand where you're going, what fears are in the way, okay? And when you start harmonizing, okay, that I have to go here, but the brain's telling me to watch out for this and this and this. Well, that doesn't mean don't do it. That means go, but watch out for it. So you're still harmonizing. Thank you, brain, for telling me ahead of time that these things could happen. Then thank yourself for continuing to follow that, because even though there's a little fear there, you still need to go towards those fears. You need to step through that fear, knowing that fear is you're not actually fearing the thing, because you can do the thing. We are powerful human beings. You can do the thing. You just fear the thing before you do it. So fear is just fear. It's a warning. It's not something that we need to be like, oh, this is telling me not to do this, because then you're going to feel stuck and never going after things. And the last thing that you want to do is regret something you haven't done or didn't do. That's going to hold a lot of resentment, and a lack of self-expression. So always go for that. Anyways, I'm seriously trying to avoid this experience. So I let this guy move in and be a roommate. And for the first week, it was like he couldn't pay the first month's rent. He only gave me a little less than half of it. And he came with nothing. He didn't have a bed. He didn't have clothes. He didn't have anything. All he had was the shirt, the underwear, and the shorts and the shoes that he had on his feet. That's it. That is it. Okay? And me, being who I am, I'm like, sure, I can take this on. But I did. I took it on, even though I didn't have the money to. I had the resources, but I didn't have the money. And my heart is aching because I needed to spend that money on myself. I need clothes myself. I mean, I don't, but I do, you know. I like I like having good food to eat. Okay? That's one of my one of the things that heals my childhood and heals the hungry child in me, the hungry inner child in me. Like, I like good quality food, and I like having food in my house. And I wasn't, for the past 2 months, I wasn't able to buy my good foods and snacks and drinks that I like, because I was constantly clothing this guy. Like, I spent that little bit of rent money that he did give me, I went back and I spent it on him so he can have a few outfits and nice things so that he can work better. Because I was like, okay, we'll get you on your feet. You'll be able to work. I redid his logo so it's not blurry and it's brighter. I redid his cards. So I'm really setting and trying to build this guy up. And the whole time he was lying to me about everything. He lied to me about his name. He lied to me about the whole situation with the sugar mama. And it got to where, since I said you can use all my resources to help you get on your feet, when I started going under, because the second month rolled around, he still couldn't pay rent. He's still using my car almost every day. And was barely like putting gas in. I mean, here and there he's sent like $50, but I've spent so much of that. And if he would have just given me the rent money, like, each month, I wouldn't have had to like say, hey, I need you to put gas in it, because I can't keep filling my gas tank up. Like, it only takes me one full tank to get through my week, and I was filling it up twice. So I was doubling it. Like, I was spending way more money. And finally, when I told him, I see these patterns and they're not getting better. And if I can do these patterns, go from nothing to having a home and all that in a month and a half, I know a man can do it too. So when I was seeing his patterns, I was noticing, like, hey, he's got way more trauma than he's letting on. He's still attached to the sugar mama, and supposedly he had other sugar mamas. And so I'm trying, throughout this whole experience, I was trying to understand what sugar relationships have on the psyche. And let me tell you guys, it's not good. It is not good. It's way worse than just lovers calling each other mama and daddy. It's way worse. Psychologically, their body is so upset. So upset. It's being used for sex, for one thing. And then you feel entitled because you're feeling used, okay? They can talk to you and shit on you whenever they want, because it's all their money. They're entitled to you and your body. And then you don't get the love and the attention and the like how I was trying to build this guy up in a very sovereign way, and it contradicted everything that he has been taught his whole life dealing with these sugar mamas. And then he even tried treating me like that, like he was just entitled to my things. The birds outside my window. Yeah, it's been very upsetting to watch someone start throwing their life away because of the patterns that are trying to leave their body. So as the longer that he sat with me and experienced how my energy is, how my love is, how it's sovereign, I don't want anything from anyone. I never took from him ever, and I barely even got to ask what was agreed upon as a renter. So when I did say, hey, I can't do this anymore, he was blaming me for everything that he was purging. So as someone purges, I try to get them to understand that these feelings are going to come up. You're going to feel like everything that you felt in the past that has developed traumas with other people, as you integrate them, those lessons and those patterns leave your body, you're going to feel the same things. You're going to feel cheated on. You're going to feel unloved. You're going to feel abused. You're going to feel invalidated. And that doesn't mean the person in front of you is doing that to you. That means that it is leaving your body. It is leaving your body so that you can fully understand this and this yourself, so you're not a conflictual person. But what do? Because we still don't understand how energy works, we just spit out every freaking trauma that we have, and we blame other people. The new person in front of you that has never hurt you, that has never stolen from you, that has never cheated on you, that has never lied to you, you are now saying that they're doing all of this. And it's not true. And when somebody can't realize that, and they have those, they believe those patterns, when there's no proof, you've gone to a point where you lack this frontal lobe. Okay, in our brain we have this frontal lobe that lights up every time that we see sentimental things. So if you see someone crying and upset, a normal person would be like, oh, let me back off. Let me try and see what I'm doing to this person. Let me try to understand that I'm harming this person. But this person did not have that. This person did not see that they were hurting me, that they were, their traumas were keeping me up at night. I was lacking sleep because I was constantly helping this person work through their banter because I couldn't figure it out themselves. So it was so imbalanced from the start. It was really imbalanced. I didn't have that boundary where I was like, no, cut off time. I really need to sleep. And then I made clear about clear goals on tidiness, and like if you're going to or want to take care of other people, you need to learn to take care of yourself. So that was another thing that I was teaching this person, like clean your room, clean up after yourself. If you cook something, make sure you're cleaning it up while you're cooking it, so there's not stains and food all over the counter the next day for me to clean up. So I'm really coaching this person, and it's like teaching a toddler how to like do laundry and sweep and just clean their rooms. It takes time. But he's an adult, so I didn't give him that much time. I was like, hey, you know how to clean, you know how to sweep, you know how to put trash in a fucking trash can, do it. I put a trash can in your room just so you can put the trash in your trash can and not all over the floor or in your drawer or whatever. So it was all these little things that he still wasn't doing after the second month. And so I was like, okay, privileges are gone. Can't use my car. Like I'm this close to saying I can't do this anymore. And when that happened, I said, you can't use my car today. Okay. So what triggered him? I get phone calls and mail from inmates, women and men, and I help counsel them. They don't have anyone to talk to. I don't charge for this service. I do it all on my own free time. I don't even know how I got into it. I just started. I know. I had a client. I had some clients in my studio one time, and Spirit was telling me about someone's daughter. So I just looked over. I said, who's your daughter, Amber, and why are we worried about her? And she just looked at me like, holy crap, how do you know I have a daughter, and how do you know her name? And I shouldn't have said her name, but so that's how it started. She started calling me. Her mom gave her the number, and so she was getting better and starting to rehabilitate and about to be released. So just kind of helping her through that, letting her know, some of the gifts that she has, what her mission is on this planet, what her life path number is, so that she can better understand why she is the way she is. Then she can just validate herself when she gets out. So that's how it really started. And then I had, before that, I had a friend that just got out of prison. And so I was counseling him. And before that, I was counseling some gang members. Like I was counseling a member from, I guess he said he was with the Blood member, that the Red gang or whatever. So it just all kind of fell into my lap. I like giving people a sense of who they are, and it's like a self-discovery boost. Like, oh, I am special. And then if they start feeling and believing that they're special, they want to do better with their lives. They don't have to be like, oh, I'm just this bad person that society deems bad. No, you're not bad. You're different. Yeah. And you have some ways about you that is defiant, but that's because, you're probably an Aquarius or this or that, which gives them a little spark, like if I can bring the soul back into their eyes, then that's what I was born here to do. But that triggered him. And he said that I couldn't write these people anymore. He even, like, I have some regulars that I see, and this is like my best friend and her husband. And then he was like, I can't work with her husband anymore. And so he was really trying to control me and my life and how I share my light. And I said, you can't control me. This was my life before I met you. And if we're gonna date each other, you just don't do that. Like, and I understand his mentality. He came from relationships that were very immature. There was no trust there. There's no loyalty. I mean, first off, you're in a relationship with a sugar mama who sleeps with other men for, just to use them for sex, because she's rich. And sugar daddies do the same thing. Like, it's not okay what we're doing to these adults. They're entitled little brats, and as soon as you tell them to clean their room or be a man or something, they throw a walleye fit. I mean, this guy, when I said you can't use my car today, like you're being very violent. I mean, this guy even threw his face, like slapped the crap out of his face with his phone, scratched the side of his face, and then he kept slapping his face. And that's when I had to step in and hold his hands and say, you cannot hurt your body like that. Like, I teach people to love their body and talk good to their body, and you're going to hit your body? Like, that's not okay with me. And I was like, I'm done. Like, I will never be with someone who harms themselves like that. And I even whispered to his body that I love his body, and I wish that he would take better care of his body. And I think that's when he realized, like, he had really messed up, that he had pushed away the one person that actually cared about his well-being. And that hurt me, because I'm probably the only person in his life that cared about his actual well-being. And that's just in general, because I care about everyone's well-being like that. Even the person that hates me the most, I still want them to do better with their body. I don't want them to hurt their bodies, change their bodies, or think that they're ugly, because they were born beautiful. Okay, it's just your mind that thinks you're ugly. Like, don't go and change anything about yourself. If you do, you're just going against what you ordered. You ordered that body. You and God, like, don't change it. Don't fuck it up. Anyways, when he threw his fit, he wouldn't let me leave my house. And I kept asking, please move out of my way. I need to get to work. I need to get to work. This really scared me. And he was very violent with himself. And he did take my phone and my keys out of my hands when I tried to call for help. And this scared me even worse, because when he did yank my phone out of my hand, he pulled my right arm. And I didn't notice it at first, but for the next 2 days, my right arm was sore, like strained, just like a pulled muscle. And when that happened, I panicked. I was like, holy cow, this guy's about to hurt me. And so I make a run for the back door. And so I'm already put myself in fight or flight mode. Something that I worked really hard to get out of. But this was nothing new. My childhood was like this. I was always scared. Always trying to find a place to sleep that was safe. Anyways, I ran from my back door like a fucking victim. I tried opening the back door and screaming for help, and he runs behind me and slams it. I fall to the ground, and he's over me, saying like that I need to quit acting like this, that I don't need to get away, that I just need to listen to him. And I'm just like, please. And I start calling out to Spirit, please help me. Please, please help me. Like, what did I do to get into this? Like, I just wanted to help this kid. I mean, when I went and filed charges, like, that's not even his real name. And he is on parole for doing this same thing to a
another lady. And at first, when he was telling me the experience, I was like, oh, she over exaggerated. But now going through the same experience, now I'm like, oh, he wasn't holding himself accountable for his actions, because he is doing it again and making me fear for my life. Some of the things that he's told me about his past and what he can do to people further my fear. Because he said things like, he has a chemical that will paralyze me, and where I'll be awake, but I won't be able to move. And just some of the people that he runs with and was trying to get away from, he can use to, bust into people's houses and do whatever he wants, because he's got the manpower. And the types of people that will do that. And y'all know how strong I am. Y'all know how fearless I am. Like, I don't have fears. But now, I walk around with 2 guns and a taser. Because I'm scared. So every time I start crying, my kitten and my dog come straight for me. This is my sweet kitten. And my rambunctious puppy. But anyways, this is my experience. I'm safe, though. I know how to protect myself, and I will protect myself if I have to. But he has harassed me and stalked me since. And that's why I had to press charges and going for a restraining order or no contact order, whichever one they'll give me, because I think everything that he did, like the whole 30-minute holding me against my will, it was a hostage thing, and then the threats and the calls and all of that went from harassment to stalking. And I just want to make it clear to everyone that I know he's going around saying that I'm the one who beat him up, but I would never harm a body. I would never harm a soul. And he's admitted that to 2 of my neighbors that had came to help get him out of my house. Because, they did hear the commotion. But we have to stop. And I guess this message is for the sugar mamas and sugar daddies. We have to stop treating your sugar babies like they're kids, because this is not good. What you're doing is, so your body knows that that's not your mom and dad. But since your mind and your words are speaking that into existence, every time y'all have sex and you're calling each other mama or daddy or whatever, your body is getting traumatized. Your body is cringing, okay? Because your body is like,
this is supposed to be our lover, not our mom and dad. And your mind is, and your mind is saying that it is, and your body's, it's just more conflict. There, you have to have your thoughts, your words, what you do, and your feelings have to be the same. So if you feel that that that's not your mom and dad, but you're saying that that's your mommy and daddy, and you're doing it with them, okay, and you're thinking that, like, you're having sex with your mom and dad, that's not good. You're contradicting what you know, okay? Like, that's why I'm so adamant about people using the right words. If we as humans don't know how to speak well, we are not going to be well, okay? Like, that's why I want y'all to turn the TVs off, turn the radio off. You don't need any of that. Think of all of the songs that you liked 5 and 6 years ago and that you were singing out, blurting, okay? Just think about it. What songs were you singing along to and was your favorite songs 10 years ago, 5 years ago? Everything that you're saying 5 and 10 years ago in those songs, you can bet that there are the same patterns rolling up in your life. Just look back. Like, I can't stress this to you guys. Turn the radio off. Turn the TV off. Okay? All of it is an agenda. Okay? It's here to program you into thinking and feeling in conflict. Period. That's it. It's really freaking simple. And when you understand this, then you can be an individual. Then you can think for yourself, feel for yourself, and know the truth. So that's my experience. These are the lessons that I've learned. My personal lessons were, 1, I was trying to take care of someone. I was trying to take in someone, and this is because when I was a teenager and I was homeless, I didn't have a big person to look up to that took me in, okay? I really wanted that, and I've even said over the past 20 years that I wished I had someone who had taken me in and given me a good home and a good bed and food to eat, because I wanted that. You know, I didn't want to have to scrounge for myself. I didn't want to have to leave my dad's house, because he was with this woman that I really, really loved. She's the one who got me in the love of, like, planting and plants and gardening. She was a Taurus as well, so I really felt like I wanted her to be my big person, but she already had kids and took care. And yeah, she did feed me sometimes, and I did stay the night there sometimes, but it wasn't a permanent home. I wanted a permanent home, or a permanent big person that took care of me, and I didn't have that. I did get close to one of my friend's moms, but then she died. So I just kind of figured, like, I wasn't supposed to have a big person in my life. I wasn't supposed to get that good bond with my mom. Or that good bond with my dad. Like, I was just the one that saw all the things, and I tried to get, my argument was always trying to get them to understand. But I think the drug use kind of altered their minds. So somehow it was always my fault. I'm just a teenager trying to live and trying to figure out how I'm going to fucking eat. And all of our troubles were my fault. So I know why I took him in. It's because I needed to understand and heal from my own trauma, my own karma, because that was his karma. And I'm trying to fix what he already chose and developed into his life. And I cannot be the one responsible for anyone else's karma. I don't even have karma in this lifetime. I came here as a free agent to just help lend my views to this planet. Because how I see this planet, how I see relationships, how I see everything, he sees through me. I just have to be here and experience. Okay, but I'm gonna get off here. That is why I haven't been around or posted much in the past few weeks. I've been trying to get over this trauma of just having my sovereignty taken away, having my free will taken away, and then being stalked into fearing how I get from my front door to my car door. That's not okay. It's not okay for people to instill fear in other people. Like, it's messed up. It's psychologically messed up. Like, I can't express that, and I can't even talk to this guy and tell him what he's doing is very, very traumatic. Like, stop calling. He calls constantly. He calls all of my friends, tells my friends that I beat him up. And, you know, I really appreciate the friends that were like, yeah, right, dude, Amanda would never hurt you. Okay, I gotta get off here, guys. That's me. This was my experience. I hope you guys can be patient with me. I will be back in full swing, and sessions will be open probably in another 2 weeks. I just kind of want to get my body all the way well, because not only did my body go through a lot of trauma and stress, but my immune system has weakened. And so I woke up with a cold, and I've even started my period 2 weeks early. So my body is really stressed. My body is trying to heal, and I just want you guys to know that I'm here still. I just need some time. Sorry, I'm trying to fix my little altar. My dog's trying to eat it. All right, guys. Have a good Sunday. And remember, don't scare people.